Hi all, good day. I am Professor Vinod Patil. Welcome to the next lecture of Design of Machine Element 2. Today we are going to see the topic sliding contact bearing. Let's see the introduction of sliding contact bearing. A bearing is a machine element which supports another moving machine element known as journal. It permits a relative motion between the contact surfaces of the members while carrying the load. A bearing consists of a bearing shell and journal which are in contact with the help of lubricants. Due to the relative motion between the contact surfaces, a certain amount of power is wasted in overcoming frictional resistance. And if the rubbing surfaces are in direct contact, there will be a rapid wear. To reduce the frictional resistance and wear, in some cases to carry away the heat generated, a layer of fluid which is known as lubricant which may be provided. The lubricant used to separate the journal and bearing is usually a mineral oil refined from petroleum, but the vegetable oils, silicone oils, glycerol, etc. may be used there. Lubrication. Let's see what is meant by lubrication and what are the different lubricants are used in a sliding contact bearing. Let's see what is meant by lubrication. Lubrication is the prevention of metal to metal contact by means of an intervening layer of fluid or fluid-like materials. The lubricants are mercury and alcohol, but these are not a good lubricants. Gas, that is a good lubricants. Then petroleum lubricants or lubricating oil, these are the best lubricants which are most commonly used lubricants. Then viscosity is the property of the lubricants. So the viscosity is what? In which the resistance to flow. The lubricating oil have wide variety of viscosities. Varies with temperature. Viscosity of lubricant should be what? There should be a resistance to flow. Lubricating oils have wide variety of viscosities. Varies with temperature, etc. Let's see what are the different types of lubrications. What are the different lubrications in a sliding contact bearing? There is a hydrodynamic lubrications in which a continuous fluid film exists between the surfaces. Boundary lubrication. The oil film is not sufficient to prevent metal to metal contact and exists under extreme pressure. Let's see hydrodynamic lubrication. The leading edge of the sliding surface must not be sharp but must be beveled or rounded to prevent scraping of the oil from the fixed surfaces. The block must have small degree of free motion to allow it to tilt and to lift slightly from the supporting surfaces. The bottom of the block must have sufficient area and width to float on the oil. Fluid wedge. What is a fluid wedge? The convergent flow of oil under the sliding block develops a pressure, hydrodynamic pressure, that supports the block. The fluid film lubrication involves the floating of sliding load on a body of oil related to the pumping action of the sliding motion. Bearings. There are different types of bearings. The first one is shoe type thrust bearing, which carry the axial load imposed by vertically mounted hydroelectric generators. Then comes general bearings, which carry the radial load. Plain bearing, railroad truck, where the journal is an extension of the axle. By means of the bearings, the journal carries its share of the load. In both cases, a tapered channel is formed to provide hydrodynamic lift for carrying the loads. What is the fluid friction? Fluid friction. Fluid friction is due to viscosity and shear rate of the fluid, which generates heat due to viscous dissipation. It generates drag and use of energy. It generates engineers should work towards reducing the fluid friction. Engineers should work towards the reducing fluid friction. Also, flow in the layers between the moving and stationary surfaces of the bearing is dominantly laminar. Let's see what is the equation for the shear stress. Shear stress of the fluid, shear stress in the fluid, that is equal to Z into du by dy, where tau is what? Shear stress in the fluid, Z is the viscosity, and du by dy is the shear rate in the shear rate of the fluid. Also, the unlike solid friction, which is independent of the sliding velocity and the effective area of contact, fluid friction depends on both. The unlike solid friction, the fluid friction is not affected by the load. In partial lubrication, which is the combination of fluid and solid lubrication. The partial lubrication is the what? It is the combination of fluid and solid lubrication. It has insufficient viscosity, journal speed too slow to provide the needed hydrodynamic pressure, insufficient lubricant supply. A relationship can be developed between the bearing friction and the viscosity, journal rotational speed, load carrying area of the bearing irrespective of the lubricating conditions. Let's see the relationship is what? That is nothing but overall bearing friction. It is the overall bearing friction. Here F equal to F into Z into capital N into capital E, where F is the frictional drag, where small f is the proportionality coefficient, N is the journal rotational speed in RPM, A is the load carrying area of the bearing. The coefficient of friction, the friction force divided by the load that presses the two surfaces together, that is the coefficient of friction mu. So the mu equal to F upon L, that is equal to F small f into Zn upon capital P, where the mu is the coefficient of friction and is equal to F upon L, where F is what? Frictional force, and L is what? It is the load that presses the two surfaces together, and P is the pressure, and which is equal to L upon A. Classification of bearing. Depending upon the direction of load to be supported, the bearings can be classified radial bearings and thrust bearing. The radial bearings and thrust bearing. The example of radial bearing is shown in figure, and the example of thrust bearing is shown in figure. Radial bearing takes a radial load, and thrust bearing takes a thrust or axial load. Depending upon the nature of contact, the bearing can be classified the sliding contact bearings and rolling contact bearing. The rolling contact bearing, that is known as anti-friction bearing, in which the ball elements are present between the outer case and inner case. And in sliding contact bearing, in which there is a lubricant is present in between the outer shell and journal. Type of sliding contact bearing. Sliding contact bearing, in which the bearings and journals are there, in which the lubricant is present. The first type of the sliding contact bearing is a full journal bearing. Second is a partial journal bearing, and third is a pitted journal bearing. The sliding contact bearing according to the thickness of layer of the lubricant. Thick film bearings. The classification of sliding contact bearing according to the thickness of layer of the lubricant. That is thick film bearings. The thick film bearings are those in which the working surfaces are completely separated from each other by the lubricant. Such type of bearings are also called as hydrodynamic lubricated bearings. Thin film bearings. The thin film bearings are those in which, although the lubricant is present, the working surfaces partially contact each other at least part of the time. Such type of bearings are also called as boundary lubricated bearings. Third type of the sliding contact bearing according to the thickness of layer of the lubricant is zero film bearings. The zero film bearings are those which operate without any lubricant present. And last type is hydrostatic or extremely pressurized lubricated bearings. The hydrostatic bearings are those which can support steady load without any relationship between the journal and the bearing. This is achieved by the forcing extremely pressurized lubricant between the members. Working mechanism of wedge action. Let's see the working mechanism of wedge action in a figure. At rest, in between the journal and bearing, there is a oil is present. But the clearance between the journal and the bearing shell is asymmetrical. Is asymmetrical. When the journal rotates at slow speed, what happens? The journal drags the lubricant in between the journal and bearing shell, and it pumps the lubricating oil with high pressure inside the journal and bearings, and it forms a wedge of lubricant in between the journal and the bearing shell. That is the wedge action in between in the sliding contact bearing. Let's see the video based on that. If you observe here, in between the journal and the bearing, there is a lubricant is present. When the journal starts rotating, the lubricant will pump in between the journal and the bearing shell, and it forms the lubricating wedge. It forms the lubricating wedge with high pressure. And it lifts up the journal up. The sharp offsetting bearing will occur. It is known as a fluid film lubrication. Let's see the properties of sliding contact bearing materials. The first property is a compressive strength. The maximum bearing pressure is considerably greater than the average pressure obtained by dividing the load to the projected area. Therefore, the bearing material should have high compressive strength to withstand the maximum pressure, so as to prevent the extrusion of the other permanent deformation of the bearing. The fatigue strength. The bearing material should have sufficient fatigue strength so that it can withstand repeated loads without developing surface fatigue cracks. It is of major importance in aircraft and automotive engines. The third property is a conformability. It is the ability of the bearing material to accommodate shaft deflection and bearing inaccuracies by plastic deformation, or that is nothing but creep, without excessive wear and heating. The next property is the embeddability. It is the ability of the bearing material to accommodate small particles of the dust or grit without scoring the material of the journal. The fifth property is the bondability. Many high capacity bearings are made by bonding one or more thin layers of bearing material to a high strength steel shell. Thus, the strength of the bond, that is the bondability, is an important consideration in selecting bearing material. Next property is the corrosion resistance. The bearing materials should not corrode away under the action of lubricating oil. This property is particular importance in internal combustion engines where the same oil is used to lubricate the cylinder walls and bearings. In the cylinder, the lubricating oil comes into the contact with hot cylinder walls and many oxidize and collect carbon deposits from the walls. Next property is the thermal conductivity. That is also one of the important property. The bearing material should be of high thermal conductivity so as to permit a rapid removal of the heat generated by the friction. The thermal expansion. The bearing material should have a low coefficient of thermal expansion so that when the bearings operate over a wide range of temperature, there is no undue change in the clearance. These are the properties which are required for the bearings. The properties of metallic bearing materials. Mostly the metallic bearing material is made from tin, lead, antimony and copper. And based on these bearing materials, the properties are explained in the below table. For example, if the bearing material is tin based babbitt contain tin, lead, antimony and copper. So that tin based babbitt, there is fatigue strength of the tin based babbitt is poor. The conformability is what? Good. Embeddability is excellent. Anti-scoring capacity is excellent. Corrosion resistance is excellent. Thermal conductivity is what? That is poor. Like this, there is an explanation of the properties of metallic bearing materials like lead based babbitt, lead bronze, copper lead, aluminum, silver lead deposited. Next topic is lubricant. The lubricants are used in bearing to reduce the friction between the rubbing surfaces and carry away the heat generated by the friction. It also protects the bearing against corrosion. All lubricants are classified into three groups. The first is liquid lubricant, second is semi-liquid, and third is solid lubricants. The liquid lubricants can be mineral oils and synthetic oil. Semi-liquid can be a grease which has heavy viscosity, used where high pressure and low velocity exist. Solid lubricants or graphites are useful in reducing the friction where oil films cannot be maintained temperature, because of presence of pressure or temperature. Let's see the video of the hydrodynamic bearing. What is this? This is the bearing shell and journal is there present. In between the bearing shell and journal there is a clearance. The clearance is 0.005 to 0.007 inch. In between the clearance the lubricant is filled. Lubrication is done in between the clearance. The oil, different lubricants, oil type, solid type, that is filled. The load is acting by the journal. The clearance is here asymmetrical. This is about the hydrodynamic bearings.